Knees shaky, slit, eyes aren't skinny. Black hat, white girl got bullied. Việt Kiều boy đã phải chịu nhiều thiệt thòi. Anh chỉ chờ cơ hội và đặt đến nước vào việc rồi. Boy trying to crawl out, but they be laughing loud. The asylum camp is where this boy belongs now. Một trái tim nóng, một cái đầu lạnh. Nó quyết tâm phải thoát khỏi đây mà không cần cầu cạnh. I would love to tell you a story about a little boy who was born and raised in Bavaria, Germany, in a small town which is called Vietnamese-German. He was living there with his parents and his bigger sister in an asylum camp, which is a place where people stay without a citizenship. So they were staying and living in a one-bedroom apartment. When they ate, the food had to be delivered in packages every week. And the little boy, he went to a regular school, didn't have any friends, was pretty alone. But he had a big dream. His big dream was to perform on the biggest stages in the world. And nobody believed that the little boy from the asylum camp would go big. Plus that, he got bullied in school for having black hair, for being Asian, for being different, for being a boy loving singing and dancing. And one day, when he came back home from school, on the way, he got followed by other kids. The kids didn't want to beat him up. They wanted to sing a song for him, which was 3 Chinese with a double bass. You know the song? You know, the song is like a children's song, and they were singing the songs in different versions, with different vowels, all the vowels that exist. And the little boy was crying. He was running away from them, he was running home, and asking his mommy, like, "Mommy, why do they do this to me? Am I so different?" Hello everybody. Xin chào tất cả mọi người. Good afternoon. I am TRONG Trong Hieu. Mình xin phép hôm nay mình diễn giải bằng tiếng Anh được không ạ? It's my big pleasure to be here, and maybe you guys have guessed already, the little boy was me. And at that moment, I didn't understand that those experiences would be valuable lessons about learning to be different, being accepted, and included. So, after finishing high school, I went to music college in Hanover with my major, vocals. The universe was so nice to give me the talent in dancing. But the universe was pretty thrifty when it came to singing, because I got judged for having a weak voice, being a bad singer. That's why I had to practice a lot, and there were so many days I stayed up very up late in school. There were some nights that I slept there on the couch to practice my singing, because I had a dream to perform at the Eurovision Song Contest. It's the biggest music competition in the world. So I told myself, yay, one day I have to stand there and represent Germany and showing everyone that I can do it. But I didn't. I didn't make it. I got rejected and I failed. At that moment, I wanted to be as German as possible because to get chosen for Eurovision, that I even neglected my Vietnamese roots. Until I finished music college, I went with my family to Vietnam for holidays for 4 weeks. After the second week, I was kind of bored. I was missing singing, I was missing dancing, so I asked my cousin, "Hey, are there any shows where I can perform?" She said, "Yeah, but to do that, you have to be famous." I was like, "So how to get famous?" She was like, "The easiest and the fastest way is to take part in a casting show like Vietnam Idol." For me, it was like that. I have nothing to lose, so let's give it a try. Let's freaking do it. And I took part. Long story short, I could win Vietnam Idol with the title German Hot Boy.
Right.
I was thinking the same. At that moment I didn't understand what kind of strong impact the show had on the people. And for the very first time, I felt like that my difference was something that was celebrated. Because I was not the typical Vietnamese contestant, right? My Vietnamese was so weird, and when I just began to feel that my difference was something to be celebrated, something else happened. Alright, first, I decided to move to Vietnam, start a whole new life. It was so different because the language is different, the people are different, the mindset, actually everything. But I had the opportunity to work in Vietnam and to start my career here. So I said, let's give it a try. But quickly I learned that it was so much harder than I thought. I was reading Vietnamese books like Việt Kiều, listening, my book guide, rất tinh thần. Almost done that already. But I was listening to Vietnamese music. I was writing my posts on social media in Vietnamese in hope that one day I would become Vietnamese. And I have to say, the Vietnamese people, you welcomed me very warmly, but I was never accepted as Vietnamese because I still got sad. My Vietnamese is so bad. My music is too Western. We cannot feel it. So for Vietnam, I was not Vietnamese enough. I was always thằng Việt Kiều. Việt Kiều is like you call a Vietnamese person living abroad. In Germany, I was not German enough. I was always the Asian little kid over there. So I got stuck in this dilemma, and what should I do? I had two options. Option one, go be sad, cry my tears, stay in bed. Option two, rise above all that. Yeah, I'm not like your friends, you won't see me pretend, 'cause I'm proud to be different. Come on, express your true self, don't be no one else. Dare to be different, 'cause this is your time to be living your best life. Thank you very much. Guys, I was so tired of trying to fit in. I was so tired of finding a place where I could belong to. So when somebody asked me, are you German or are you Vietnamese? At that moment, I answered, I am the best of both worlds. So thank you to all the rejections. Thank you to all the failures, to all the non-believers for making me stronger, for making me braver to be different. And with that mindset, I tried one more time to submit for the Eurovision Song Contest. It was my 6th submission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. And at that time, I got taken with my song, Dare to Be Different. I strongly believe in that they chose me because in that song, I showed that I was proud to be German with Vietnamese roots. So in my performance, I included Vietnamese elements like non lá, áo dài, bánh chanh, và hoa sen. And the Netherlands gave us the highest score, 12 points, for the beautiful message. So thanks to the Netherlands. Danke wel. You absolutely made my nights, and I could fulfill my dream to perform on the stage of Eurovision Song Contest Germany. After that, it went pretty well. I could go on my first tour in Germany, 2024, a German tour. This year, I can go on tour again, my second tour in Germany. So for everybody who's gonna be in Germany in March and April, you are very welcomed and invited to the Strong Rise Up Tour 2025. It's gonna be so much fun. And in Vietnam, we got rewarded with the award for Foreign Affairs for the song Dare to Be Different. The Vietnamese news on VTV prime time, they were talking about my participation at the Eurovision Song Contest, Germany, and they were so proud that a Vietnamese singer was the very first Asian artist ever in history to be part of the finale of the Eurovision Song Contest in Germany. And after that, I got asked, 2024, to join a huge TV music reality show. Yeah, you guys know what it is, what? That reality show with 33 male celebrities. Oh my gosh. What's the name of it? Exactly. Anh trai và nhạc trong gai, Call Me By Fire. But how am I going to do that? Like, it would be my first time to live, to eat, to make music, to sleep with so many Vietnamese artists together. And it's a reality. Yeah, it was a tough time, but it was so much fun. And I didn't know how to do that. It was a reality show, which means like the audience wants to see the real you. You guys want to see the real me, right? Yeah. So I was thinking, absolutely, I can give you the real me. So on the TV show, I was talking like crazy. I was talking in Vietnamese, but like with that weird German Việt Kiều style. For example, Giáo Viết Hát Âm Thanh, or Việt Kiều. Hiếu. Yeah, no? Kỳ diệu đó. Hoặc là hội hướng là nãy anh bảo là nội hướng là hướng ngoại. Đến bây giờ nó cần là rồi. Yeah, so, and when I was sad on the show, I didn't hide it. When I was happy, I was jumping around like a kid. And I don't know like if the people liked it or not, but I was super happy because I could be myself. I could just like show my emotions and feelings. So everything went pretty well. In Germany, I have the tour going on. In Vietnam, I have the show where I can meet so many new people, so many new fans, and it was such a big pleasure. And when I began to feel comfortable living in both worlds, then something else just happened. I started to compare myself with all the anh tài. Holy cow, yeah. I mean like 33 successful, talented people. I was scrolling on Instagram, on Facebook, seeing how incredible they are, how, like, what kind of big shows they were doing, how great they were looking. And I was looking at me, and I was thinking, at that moment, I didn't achieve that. Because like in those moments, I just see the things that I haven't achieved yet. I totally forget about everything that I've done so far. And I told myself, yo bro, if you compare yourself, you will always lose. There will be always somebody better looking than you, better singing and dancing, more successful than you. If you compare yourself, you will be the loser. I had to remind myself. Whoa, life ain't no race. Everybody's got their pace. Ups, come after downs. Time to turn your life around. Your fire's strong enough, yeah. Come on and light it up and take up into the night. You are a shooting star, the way you shine. You have come so far tonight. You know, it's easy to see everything that you haven't achieved yet, but don't forget all the things that you have done so far. Because I think everybody's got their own pace. Stop comparing yourself. We are all different. And that's good like that, because your difference can be your superpower that makes you unique. And you don't have to be anybody else but you. Focus on you to become a better version of yourself each day. You know, my whole life, I was trying to fit in. I was trying to do everything that I could to get accepted. But don't chase the butterflies. Think of yourself as a garden and make yourself the most beautiful, most fragrant garden that the butterflies will come to you. Right?
Yeah.
And now, when the little Vietnamese boy from the asylum camp talks to his mom, I will tell her, yes, mommy, I am different, but I am proud to be different. So with that, everybody, dare to be different. So with that, dare to be yourself. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for having me, TEDx Talks. It was a big pleasure, and I want to wish you a wonderful new year. This year, you will shine, alright? See you next time again. Thank you so much for coming. Goodbye.